Hello friends. So this is part 4 and episode 4 of the series of videos that we have been seeing for the previous year question paper. So the purpose of making these videos is that in the last 2 months students might be confused as to how to approach this exam. So this previous year question paper would immensely help in the preparation as well as in the preliminary hall. These methodologies can be adopted for solving the question paper. And so let us go into the video. And this was the last question that we solved, open market operations. So open market basically means any question that UPSC may ask has a set of logic to it, and you can also apply word logic to whatever question that UPSC asks. The word logic, by that what I mean is that the word basically where it correlates, to what option the word is going to correlate. You can check that and you can go for the option necessary, and this is the option which is there. So next we'll go to the priority sector lending, and before this is 2013 question paper, as we have been seeing. Before that, preliminary examination had these economics question a little bit easier, or they were basic. Now students asked as to what to do for economics, because the questions are becoming a little logical. I'll say not tough, a little logical. If you closely watch, I would say the same thing, that you should have a very basic book. For economics, having a large book is going to be a little difficult because the concepts are also very difficult. So you should have a basic book, and you can have what is called as the newspaper for understanding the application. That is, if anything, any concept, let us assume that if there is a concept on inflation, or there is a current account deficit. Right now there is a current account deficit, which an article was given. Inflation also, an article was given. So these are all basic things that you should know. But UPSC goes one step ahead, where they think about how you are applying these questions or applying these topics in the examination hall is what they are thinking. So the application part is the most important, and for that I would want you to look at newspaper. They are not going to see, the point is that whether they are going to look at facts, I am not sure. They are looking at what or how it is applied, any concept, how it is applied. So we'll as we go and progress in one video, we'll talk about more about that. But this is the basic. So how to prepare for economics, a student asked me, so this is how you have to prepare. So priority sector lending, this if you see, banks have to give a certain proportion of their lending to all the that is any sector which has been given as priority. So all these come under that, and there is a list. So RBI, in the RBI frequently asked section, there is a list of sectors for which RBI gives, or RBI has given this guideline for banks to give this priority sector lending. So all the above is the answer for this. So such kind of questions are very, very important. And which one of the following industries is maximum? So as I have been stressing on this fact, please do mark like this, because you should know inside the hall, this may seem like maximum or minimum. See, this confusion definitely arises in many of the times, and when we are doing stuff in a very fast way, these types of confusion may arise. So you should be very sure of they are talking about maximum. And in this maximum, see, all are eligible candidates, all are see, textiles have a problem, they have this huge consumption, and anyone near Tirupur or in Tamil Nadu, you will know that they consume a lot of water. And paper and pulp, so this has been in Gangetic Plain, so this has been a lot of issue where they are taking in water, so that is there in Gangetic Plain. Engineering also requires a lot of water. But see, among this, they are asking among this, which among this is the maximum. So for this, I feel thermal power plants, because see, nearly 70% or 65 to 75 per 70% of our energy is determined by thermal power. And thermal power consumes see, for generating energy, you have to consume a lot of water. And I feel this answer should have been logically correct, and this is the correct answer. And anyone should have looked at the relevancy. So all these are relevant. Okay, all these are relevant, but which is the most relevant is what is the answer for this, and that is how you select answers inside the hall. So the next question, so this is one of the most easiest question, which you might be demographic dividend. So anyone writing this time, please look at this, what is this population, because demographic dividend has been creating this problem, or the skewed demography, you should not say demographic dividend, skewed demography of India has been creating a lot of problem because of this migration, and the result of a clash, or it's not a clash, there was a fake information of clash and things. But what is the primary reason? What is the fertility rate? So there is a differential fertility rate between the north and the south, and that is why this divergence has come, and that is why we should also look at this question this time for 2023. In these series of videos, I will also talk about what can be looked at. So this should be looked at. So this demographic dividend, again, as I said, UPSC, you apply two logics. One is this question logic, and other is that you apply this word logic. Demography, as anyone would have known, it is population. Dividend, okay, dividend, what does dividend means? Any output, something, you buy a stock, so somebody buys a stock and you get dividend out of it, correct? So similarly, you have a population, you have to get an output out of it. So how do you improve output out of a population? Promoting skill development, okay. Introducing social security schemes, okay. Reducing infant, this also looks okay. Privatization of higher education, but how this was going to help in getting dividend from it, I do not know. See, let us assume that 100 people are there. In 100 people, 50, so in Tamil, I am taking this example of Tamil Nadu, so above 50 are in higher education. So what about the rest of the 50? So demographic dividend means you have to get output from 100 of the people. You don't have to concentrate, or it is not that you are concentrating only on the 50. The 50 which is there in the higher education, and that too, how privatization is going to help. The logic does not come. And reducing infant mortality rate, okay, so reducing, we are talking about dividend means this 100. You are reducing infant mortality rate, okay, so that is going to add another 100. So already 100 people, I am assuming. So how are you going to generate this into a productive dividend? So that is what you should. And introducing social security schemes also, again the same thing. You are giving these 100 people, maybe let us assume 10% of security after their retirement. But what are you doing for them to be productive? So this has to be there. This is protection. Okay, this is protection. But demographic dividend means how you are going to make them productive. These thoughts is what will give you this answer. And A is the answer. And when inside the hall, do this logic. Okay, see, this is not a guessing game. And if you see, it is like, I keep repeating this fact, it is like a chess game. In a chess, 4 alternative moves are there, you should you should select the appropriate alternative after you make sure that the other 3 are not appropriate. So inside the hall, do not go guessing, just think about all the other options as well. So what is this Tribanga? And this question, I remember this question very well in 2013 for culture. Okay, culture, I had this very small, see, it was a very tedious book. I had Spectrum. So I had the Spectrum book, but it is a very tedious book. So I won't subscribe this book to anyone. But this is what I had. At that time, there was, the book which is there right now. I forgot the name of the book, but that book was not there. So I had to use Spectrum for that, and it was a tough book. So before preliminary examination, what I used to do is that all the classical dances, I used to look at all the classical dances, song, or the music, and art, folk art. See how much ever the day before. The day before, I would used to allocate for something kind, something of 100% sure questions. 100% sure factual questions. This is the point. It is not that 100%, that is, I will choose or I will revise questions which will definitely come 100%, but also they are factual, because factual questions, and that is why especially history. See, how much ever you read, you should know a little bit of facts for deciphering this. And how many years you read the facts. Let us, for example, Tribanga, if you are an artist, you will know that Tribanga is supposed to be some dance form, but other than that, others, if you have to remember, you have to go for this revision in the last moment. And I revised this, and I know that this is the point. I knew this fact, that this is the answer. But again, if you see, apply this word logic. Word logic, tree. So 3 means 3. Okay, this is the logic that you should apply. So one leg is so this is one leg is bent, and the body is slightly curved. So 2, and the neck. So if you see 3, so it is like a tripod. So like how we use this tripod. So that is how you should think about this. And the others, you can also see, if facial expressions and makeup combined with see, one, this is 1, it is not 3. Movements of body, face, hands are used to, okay, this is 3 is there. Body is there, face is there, hands is there. But how oneself, or so this could have been, little smile, curved waist, certain hand gestures. So this smile, if you see, Tribanga, that is, smile is part of the face. So 3 parts should be there. So this either, so I would have, even if I did not know, I would have seen these 2 options as the closer thing. Or see, that is the point. So when you are closer to something, when you have revised something, you will definitely pick the correct answer. So A is the answer for this. And Annie Besant, this question also, I remember this question very well, because after finishing this examination, I was I was at that age, and we see, this was my second prelims. So I was explaining this question to someone I know, to impress them. I was telling this question, that this is how I marked. I still remember talking to that person and telling. So they were they were asking, how did you write, or how are you writing all these difficult examination and stuff like that. So at that moment, to impress them, I used this question only. I said that, say, they asked this question and I marked it correctly. So how did I mark this correctly? Means, see, Annie Besant, if you see, the logic is that she was not the founder of Theosophical Society. And this is what I said by revision of facts at the last moment. See, even if, for example, if I know today that she was not the founder, so if you have to know the correct person, you have to revise 2 days before, or in the last week. Some history should be, or even specifically modern history should be the topic that you go. See, if you haven't, that is the point. If see, whatever I am saying is not a generalized. I am not a person who believes in this general, general sermons and things. So I am just giving my opinion, because what I wanted to say was, if you have history as an option, obviously you will be very well versed with history, so you need not go for history, you will go for some other subject. I'm saying in a generalized fashion, facts should be learnt before the examination, otherwise you will not remember. This I started to remember. So look at this K. So now the option was A or C. So if you see this, inside the hall this happened, and inside the hall, this, once the president of Indian National Congress, this I wrote this as C. How? Because see, before there was a preliminary, or there was a question, I think. Before, there is a preliminary question as to who is the women, or the first women to head this national congress, or whether women congress or women members were president of the congress. So there is a list in Spectrum, so you can look at that. See, at that time, this was 2013, and everything should be looked at in context. See, if I am saying something, means there is a context to that. What I am meaning is that at that time, Spectrum, you had this column, or we should be, or I should have seen that column and only then gone into the hall, and I did, and I remember this. It is not that everyone can remember facts very well, but history is about this, so you should know this. So C is the answer. Ilbet, again, this is also very simple question on that day. Ilbet controversy. If you see in this, which imposition of carry arms, this did not, I don't think this became an issue. Even if you do not know which of the following option, removal of duty on imported cotton cloth. See, I do not know if these Britishers were, see, they had this, or they had this duty, but there was no, and usually they reduced the duty, correct, only they reduced the duty, so that the cloths from England was imported into India, and the people who were manufacturing cloths here, they suffered a lot. This is what deindustrialization of Indian market happened. That is a correct thing. But Ilbet controversy, there was no controversy about that. They usually did that. But this okay, but this imposition of restriction on this in 1870s this happened. It's a true fact. So either this or this. That is, I am saying, if you do not know the answer, okay, if you do not know what is the Ilbert controversy, what is the logic that you should apply? I am not saying the answer. People may assume that they see this is how, because I have seen videos of making a mocking jokes of it. See, I am not talking about this answer is correct answer. I am talking how do you derive answer. There is a methodology called as deduction. Okay, I am talking about deduction and logic. This exam is deduction and logic. Even now people keep saying that it is guessing. See, you cannot guess these answers. Guessing will give you a wrong answer. It is deduction by logic, by rationality. So this was one of the most strongest movements which happened in Europe, and which resulted in the colonialization of the Britishers and how they came to India, and that is how this Ilbert controversy came. So if there was no deduction, logic and rationality, these fellows would not have come to India. We would not have Ilbert controversy. So Ilbert controversy is that. And the rise in general prices. So if you see rise in general prices of, or maybe caused by, and for economics, see, in the start of the video I referred to this. For economics, always the basic. Always remember, economics is basics. I have never looked at economics in the fashion that people look at it, in terms of complicated words. No, I look at it as, see, as I am doing something or I am saving something. That is how I look at it. For example, if a price is let us, okay, cricket ball or something. Okay, this is the simplest of things we used to buy in the market. So I used to have cricket ball. Anyone in childhood, they would remember this. So there was Costco ball and Costco. I do not know whether you remember this. Costco and Mercury. These were the two balls. And what happened was, there was, see, whenever Costco and these Mercury balls, the price used to rise, 2 rupees, 1 rupee, something like that. When it used to happen is that, when there is so whether there is an increase in money supply, I have not, in a childhood, I did not see that. But when there is an aggregate level or decrease in, that is when the point is that Costco balls or number of Costco balls are low, you need the ball. So you will pay higher amount. So 32 rupees, 27 rupees, something like that. Okay. So increase in effective demand. So this also is right. So increase in effective demand is that when the demand, that is when the output goes low, you increase. Again, your demand is increasing. Again, you will pay higher amount for the ball. And that is how you should look at it. And increase in the money supply. So you have studied UPSC. So apply one logic. So increase in money supply obviously results in inflation. So many of them getting wages. So earlier, 5 balls they used to be bought means wages. So many now get higher wages. So they will have higher number of. So that is the logic which applies to every state. That is why you will have different price levels in different states. So D is the answer. And which included foreign exchange reserves. So this was one of the simplest of, or not, you should not say simplest, but very important, simple in the basic of books. So in the basic of books, you will find this, answer, which is B. So 83 is B, and which is the most inflationary effect. And again, this is what I said by using previous year question paper. See, people forget this fact because I am not asking you to I'm not saying that do not do these mock tests. I am saying previous year question paper is what is the most significant part of this preparation. What why I am saying is that this is 2013. You take the question paper, there have been at least 3 varieties of this question after this. Okay, 3 varieties of questions. So see, 100 questions are there. We spend so much of time, 500 important topics, 300 important topics, 100 important topics, some current affairs, something like that. What I'm saying is that you look at these previous year question paper instead of wasting your time in so many factual things. So factual things I don't think are going to come in this examination at all. Look at this, you look at these questions yourself. Most inflationary, again, if economics, go for the basics. So see, creating new money, definitely this is the logic of, or this should be the way where so if there is a budget, so Tamil Nadu budget was presented, so you have an expenditure like this, you have an income. See, Tamil Nadu cannot print, but let us assume Government of India budget, you have an expenditure, you have an income. So how do you manage this is fiscal deficit, correct? How do you manage this is you borrow. So when you are borrowing, you will have you will have to reduce, or see, usually income is less than expenditure. So the resultant, because expenditure has to be more, so you will borrow, obviously, in any organization, anything that you do. I realize that I mean, while starting this so Minds of Aspirant will be we are going to set up an office at Anna Nagar. So there will be an offline class as well. So I realized that yes, whatever budget we put, there is always a deficit. So we have to go for borrowing. So that is always going to be there. But the most inflationary will be when you print it. See, when you are printing new money, see, you are actually making money out of the air. So that should be the most inflationary part. So next, supply of money remaining the same, increase in demand for money. And this is actually very close to this question, or the logic of this question. So logic of this question and this question 82 and this 85 are very similar, very similar. That is why I ask you to go for the basic understanding. See, I keep saying this. Human beings operate based on web of meaning. In a sense, what I am trying to say is that uh, if in your mind, okay, if in your mind you put in 100 things, okay, this is how much you can put in your mind. So let us assume that I fill in your mind with 90 things related to some current affairs. Okay, 90 things I am filling it. That is when you're studying, when you're looking at YouTube, when you're going to classes, everywhere, everyone keeps talking about current affairs. So what your mind thinks is that this is the most important part. Okay, only because 10 only will be about some other things. You will operate based on these web of meaning. Okay, you will operate only using these web of meanings. That is, your whole meaning will be based on this. Okay, that is why we people are unable to understand that this is no guessing game. Okay, this examination is no guessing. This examination is no, or it's not about no facts. It's about logic. Okay, it's about logic. It's about previous year question paper. And you look at these questions. See, that is why people are not able to accept the fact that people are not able to accept the fact that this is the normal examination. People want to see that, because it has been created like that. And that is why Buddha would say, Buddha or whatever philosophers, if you see, they would say right thinking. Okay, right thinking. Or Gandhiji would say, why Gandhiji says that, in Tamil they will say ketadai paakade, ketadai pesade, ketadai kekade. That is, don't listen to the bad things, don't listen to the, or don't look at bad things, don't talk bad things. Why? Because your whole meaning will be based on that. How you see this world will be based on that. That is why the right type of, in GS paper 4 you can take all these examples, but that is why you have to read proper books, have proper leaders as your as your mentors or something like that. And previous year question paper, so instead of many other things that we waste our time, previous year question paper should be your mentor. People keep asking about this mentorship program. I seriously do not understand the concept of mentoring, because previous year question paper is your mentor. So no other mentor should be your mentor above previous year question. So this should be the point where you should go back to the logic. That is the point. You should go back to the basics. People have now gone different directions. I am saying go back to the basics. You will definitely clear. So demand for money, there will be a, so what is the answer for this? If you see, in simplest of sense, if you see simplest, you take the simplest of example. You have 100 rupees. So you are a person, so you have this 100 rupees. There is a demand, increase in demand. Okay, so many of the people are asking, so there are A, B and C and D, all are asking money from you. Okay, all are asking money from you. Obviously you will increase the rate. Obviously you will say that, okay, so first initially you will say 10%. So this person says I will borrow for more, so 12%. So I'll borrow for more, 14%. So 16%. So highest bidder. So that is the logic. Very simple logic. So B is the answer. And fruits stored in so longer, see, in cold storage, why they have a longer shelf life? Initially I went for this option, but look at this option. In fruits, in case of fruits, see, why in cold storage they have a higher, normally, see, that is the beauty of civil services, is that they give logic to every answer. every one of us definitely will assume the fact that if it is not there is no sunlight, there is bound to be problem. But that is for humans. You will not have vitamin D. Okay, that is for humans. So sitting at home in the cold storage will result in a lack of exposure to sunlight and problem to you. But for fruits, if you see, when they are stored, rate of respiration is decreased. This is not true. This is definitely not true. There is an increase in humidity. Increase in humidity actually is problem. If there is an increase in humidity, there is a problem. It's a problem. It's not a solution. So that is so either this or this. So this is the answer. That is the wrong thing. I'm saying you should have mentally gone to that A. Otherwise, you should not have gone to the other two options. And this also, following fauna. I actually thought swamp deer was not endangered, and I marked 1 and 2, but the answer is given as 1, 2, 3. Even today, this leatherback turtle I have shared in the group. Okay, I have shared in the group. Even today, this is a very very important topic. So what are the species which were endangered at that time? So look at those species as well. So 1, 2, 3. I marked 1 and 2, but 1, 2, 3 is answer. See, point is that you can have wrong answers. Having a wrong answer in civil services is not a wrong thing. And which of the following is an optical illusion? Optical illusion is something which you think that it is true. So there is an essay question in civil services. People are so much worried about that abstract essay question where they say that real is rational. So one question is there: real is rational, rational is real. What is the meaning of this, and how do we write this? Whether we have to talk about these philosophies and things? No, very basic. Real is rational. Real is rational means what you see, you think it as true. This is the point. What you see, you think it as true, but the truth is different. Truth comes by observation. This is what is the meaning of the Hilbert. In the Hilbert controversy, I would have spoke about the logic. There was a movement of logic and rationality in Europe, resulting in Renaissance, Enlightenment, and then colonialism, scientific discoveries, and colonialism. This is the basic of it. Usually we assume that whatever we are seeing is true. That is optical illusion. What you are seeing may look like a good thing, but again, that is the point I said. We assume through our web of meanings things which are not necessary for this exam as important. But what is the truth? Truth is that previous year question paper is what is important. How do I say that? I say it by the observation. And this is the meaning of that essay. But why did I talk about this is that pole star being visible in the sky is not an illusion. Pole star is very important. And previous year question paper, why again I will stress on this fact. 2012, look at 2012 question paper. This is 2013 question paper. In 2012, there is a question on pole star. You look at that question. So when you are when you have studied this 2012 question paper and you have understood that pole stars are important, so you would definitely think about, you would actually I have one more question. I missed it. I think one more question. I should have written that down. I have missed that question. So please check that question. So ball bearings, one question is there, I think. So you should please look at that question as well. So, but again, coming back to this question. This is wrong. See, optical pole star is not an optical illusion. So I will go for this question. So twinkle in the stars, that is twinkle of the stars is not an it's an illusion. It's not something which happens in the sky. It's an illusion which happens. So that is what is the answer for this. Then we'll go to the next question. So look at this question. This I got it from basic NCERT. Basic NCERT gives this answer. rain, there is a standard thing. So I studied basic NCRT 6th to 9th. In that there is a topic about rainbow. There is a topic on rainbow, there is a topic on light, chapter on light, basic books. In that it is very close, definitely given all the three. So all the three are responsible for this, and that is how I wrote this answer. Many transplanted seedlings do not grow. Why they do not grow is what you should see. And if you see why they do not grow, again the logic, if you see, the new soil does not see, this is again a kind of a, see, UPSC GS paper is kind of a CSAT paper, syllogism. Syllogism, by meaning, what I am saying is that if A is resulting in B, okay, A is resulting in B, or if A is there, B will be there, something like that. And if I say something about C, it does not concern here, because I have to give a link between. I am saying many transplanted seedlings do not grow because new soil does not contain favorable. How can I say that new soil? That the point is that new soil may contain, right? So that is the logic. Most of the root hairs grip the new soil too hard. How is it possible? It depends on the quality of the soil. So I cannot say, I can say something about A and B. How can I comment about soil? How can I comment about soil which I do not have an understanding? Most of the root hair, or this can be possible. This talks about the A. This is logic. A results in B. C is the soil. I cannot talk about soil because I don't have any information on that. So if any option is resulting in some problem, means, see, look at this C. That is, the leaves get damaged during. See, how is it possible? I do not know. So C is the answer. Okay, so next question is, economic growth in a country X will necessarily have to occur if necessarily have to occur. If you see, again, the technical progress in the world economy, artificial intelligence has happened. Does that mean that there is an economic growth in country, maybe Haiti or something, or in African countries, with whether that happens? You look at that. No, for this, fill in options. Fill in some examples and see if it is fitting. No, there is a population growth in X. See, Africa, the continent, you will have economic growth in country X. In Africa, there is a huge increase in population, or in states, in northern states, you will have huge increase in population. Whether economic development is there? No. Volume of trade grows in, whether volume of trade is actually favorable. So volume of trade is growing for, this growing for China. Whether it is helping Africa? No. There is capital formation next. Any society where there is capital formation. So in India, it was 33%. Now it is 27 to 28%. So it is actually a little bit decreased. But this is what will give you production. Okay, this is what will give you production. This is what will give you economic growth, and this is the meaning of it. So C is the answer. Okay, there should be capital formation, and that is what is the answer. And which of the following is correct? See, again, previous year question paper. There, I think 2021. 2021, there was an issue whether viruses can be cultured in synthetic medium. 2021, one question is there. People were confused as to, because they had these research papers saying that virus can be manufactured using this or that. See, but UPSC answer is that, or I'll tell you the answer for this, then we'll go. Viruses can be transmitted from one organism to another by biological vectors only. No, that is, or if they can be transmitted through many other mediums. Okay, many other mediums are there that we have seen in the last 3 years. A lot of viruses have created, see, corona has created a lot of havoc, so all this goes off. One is the correct answer according to UPSC key. UPSC says people were looking at, in 2021 there was a lot of issue of these what is that, they said that so many things were shown as to this is the answer for that, that is the answer for that. But look at this, this is the answer UPSC is given. So it cannot be, or they cannot be cultured in synthetic medium. A is the answer. And this is a very simple modification and very simple question. In, I think in school everyone would have studied this. How do water loss prevention happens? You don't have to have very big knowledge for this. They are thorns. Anyone who has studied, or obviously everyone would have gone through school and come. So this is the answer for this. D is the answer. And this is also one of the question which in school we might have seen, which is not correct. Gravity is the strongest, and if you see, this is the weakest. Actually, gravity is one of the weakest point of the science, that standard physics. In standard physics or standard model of physics, you have electromagnetic force and many other nuclear force and many other forces. In that, the weakest is gravity. Actually, it is not the strongest. So A is the answer. And Higgs boson was a very important topic at that time, 2013. This was the time they had this huge news of God particle. See, God particle, and angels and demons, and so many movies were also made. And this issue was very much in news at that time. And what is the answer for this? If you see, God particle or Higgs boson is the most basic of basic. They are not concerned about, see, I don't think they are concerned. You see, okay, maybe there is quantum, there is now one quantum entanglement. Okay, you can think like in that fashion. Maybe this statement, this statement may be true because of quantum entanglement. It will in near future to develop technology transferring one, maybe. Okay, this is a very far-fetched understanding of quantum entanglement. But if you have an understanding, okay, so whether this is true or not, if you are confused, okay, it will enable us to create better fuels. See, understanding Higgs boson can at least, or can give you this understanding of the subatomic particles. Okay, but how does it help in create? See, it is basically about understanding the elementary particle. Higgs boson is in importance is that its basic elementary particles are understood, but how are you going to create? So 3 is wrong. So when 3 is wrong, only A is the answer. And so this is wrong. So this quantum entanglement, people I have seen, for example, many of the blogs, I think, or not blogs, many of the YouTube channels, I've seen this, quantum entanglement, because this time 2022, this was the Nobel Prize. So please check that. Okay, this is a very important thing. Nobel, it got Nobel. So they used this quantum entanglement to suggest that there was a, see, we can transfer quantum entanglement and quantum tunneling. There are two concepts they used to propagate this, see, fake scientific things about mythologies and stuff, but that's not true. So one is, but leave that aside, A is the answer. Next, mycorrhizal biotechnology has been used to so see, the logic is that if I am using biotechnology for something, I'm going to use it for all these things. These are the technologies which I will use, or the technologies I will use for these are the facts. So this is what I will use something. See, so I have to use it for something good. All this is good. Whether anything is bad in this, no, all this is good, and D is the answer for this. And you see, inside the hall and all, you should not think too much. Okay, you should not think too much. You should think in a logical way. That is the point. And this was at that time before. This is 2013. So in this is, as I said, 2014 only Niti Aayog came, and hence this was before that. And National Development Council, this was see, now it is relevant organization, irrelevant organization, but at that time it was there. So 2 was not the option. So 1, 2, 1, 3, very basic. It was very basic at that time. It's not a very big deal, that very difficult question. National income, this can be a little confusing. National income, total value of goods and services produced sum total of, I think this is GDP, okay, sum total of consumption, investment, expenditure, something like that. Sum of personal income of all individuals. See, all individuals means you will have international people also. So you should, so by the national, so national income, something relevant to this. So this is the answer. And these are the questions which will create, I will tell you this. See, you may read how much ever very complicated book you have, but these are the questions which will, confuse you inside the hall. That is why I say for economics, look at the basic books. Okay, basic books and basic understanding through previous year question paper. And for economics, mind you, newspaper is what will give you this, see how this applied. Current account deficit, if it is saying current account deficit, how is this applied? That is what you should look at. And then this direct credit assistance. So direct credit assistance, this will not give direct assistance. Okay, this will not give direct assistance. So 2 is wrong. So you will have C as the answer. So this is how you should solve this question paper.